Hey there everyone, this is Ray Carcillo for Classic Game Room, and today we are looking at Fable, the Lost Chapters for Xbox. Basically, a bulked up version of the original Fable game, Fable the Lost Chapters still follows the main story, but helps flesh out certain characters like Briar Rose and adds a slew of new quests and side missions to help extend the game into a more respectable RPG experience of 20 to 25 hours. Beginning in the tranquil village of Oakvale, your character, simply known later on as the hero, forgets his sister's birthday and must wander around the village collecting gold pieces by doing good deeds in order to buy her some chocolate. Of course, this is just a way to familiarize yourself with the basic controls of the game and the idea of completing quests, but also serves as the launching point for the bulk of the story. Once finding enough gold and buying the present, your village is attacked by bandits, and everyone is slaughtered except for you. All alone, you are approached by an impatient mage named Maze, who also happens to be the head of the Heroes Guild. With nothing left for you in Oakvale, you go with Maze to the Heroes Guild, since he sees such great potential in you. There you will learn about Fable's combat system, and the items and powers you can use that fall into the categories of strength, skill, or will. Strength has to deal with your melee weapons, like swords, axes, and maces, and how effectively you wield them. Skill has to deal with bow and arrows, or crossbows, and your accuracy with them. And finally, will has to deal with magic, including what spells you can cast and how powerful they are. Once familiarizing yourself with these basic concepts, and meeting your roommate and playful rival Whisper, you can finally seek the vengeance you have sought since that fateful day when your life was destroyed back in Oakvale, and maybe help out a few poor saps along the way. Fable is probably one of the most compelling and influential RPGs to come out in the last decade, as its story is akin to a classic fairy tale with fantastic creatures and people to meet and heroic deeds to accomplish, all on the way to enacting vengeance on those who wronged you. The most interesting aspect of Fable was how your character could evolve over time. Depending on how many good or evil deeds you did would actually change your physical appearance. Being malevolent could have you sprout devil horns and change your eyes to a bright crimson color, while being good and thoughtful on your journey could have your hair turn platinum blonde and your eyes the lightest shade of blue. The choices you made also affected how NPCs reacted to you, and could make your life more difficult or easier accordingly. Merchants might offer you discounts if you were known as a righteous being, for example. This level of character evolution and customization meant that it would be unlikely for you to get the same experience twice if you were to replay through the game. Unfortunately, one playthrough would probably be enough for most, as the story is rather finite, and although it allows you to complete side quests if you so choose, isn't really necessary once you beat the final boss. Only if you really wanted to make different decisions, for example being evil where once you were good, to see how the game would play different, would bring you back for more. Still though, Fable was a beautiful looking game for the time, with solid but not spectacular voice acting. The best part of the sound was easily the score by Russell Shaw, and the original theme composed by Danny Elfman, which helped to overshadow the average at times voice acting.
Hero, your will energy is low. What plan?
If you're a fan of RPGs and fantasy worlds, then you're already probably very familiar with Fable the Lost Chapters. But if not, the Xbox 360 is backwards compatible if you can find it, and it would definitely be worth a purchase.